Whenever I go online, I see people doing big things. The only thing it does for me is currently it challenges me.
Welcome to Two Cents Podcast, where your opinions, your ideas, your perspectives are valid. They're all welcomed and unfiltered. So today we are looking at an important thing bothering the youth, that's social media, its influence on the youth in terms of identity and self-esteem. And there has been a lot of discussions about it concerning the influence. When the young ones come online, I see a lot of things happening online. People posting about how they are doing well and they compare themselves about that. So there is a lot of saying on that in terms of that it tends to bring down the self-esteem and identity or deny the identity of the youth. So what do you have to say about that?
Okay, on my end, I see social media as having a great influence in regards to the esteem of the youth. To be honest with you, prior to social media, the evolution of social media, there has always been issues with self-esteem. As long as there is a social life, as long as there is social communication, there will always be issues with self-esteem. So the only thing is social media had a way of exponentially upgrading that. I believe it has its upsides and the downsides too. So for now, that is what I have to say basically.
Okay, so your response actually is ups and downs. Yeah, we're looking at the self-esteem and identity of the youth, how it has impacted this. And I know I tried to make a reference something. It's not bad to show yourself out there. It's not bad to do your things there. But we're looking at the pressure that comes with the whole thing happening. When, let's say for example, I come online, I see a lot of things happening, and I see people I expected to be my mates in terms of doing so well, what they are showing outside, and then I just compare myself with them, and I'm like, they escorted them to this world. I say that I've not even done anything so far. So from the negative aspect now, are you saying that you agree with the aspect of the self that is bringing down the self-esteem? And
it's like I said, it's a two-sided stuff. It has its upsides, it has its downsides. For instance, I'll use myself as an example. When I started my journey into the university, I got into social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and when you come there, you see your friends using very good cameras to capture good videos, pictures, they're snapping at various locations, and very importantly, leaving secondary school, a lot of persons had vacations at different places. No vacation for you, you're at home doing mama thank you, right? So, and you feel like your life is useless. It's not what you look at. People are actually living the life, right? So, and that period, it's kind of had a way of affecting me in regards to my esteem, right? So, that period, it kind of made me see myself in a lower light. So, that was in that aspect. But over time, I realized that every single thing I saw online wasn't necessarily what it looked like, right? Some persons actually were living what they weren't living, right? So when I got that mindset, when I got that knowledge, it kind of tilted me towards having an understanding that I just have to be myself, regardless of whatever I see online. So whenever I go online, I see people doing big things. The only thing it does for me is currently it challenges me to want to do better, to want to up my game, right? Especially in regards to positive inclined views, positively inclined achievements. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, wow, encouraged. I think I can do something like this. It's motivation to me.
Okay. So do you have anything to say about that?
Personally, I think before you start using social media, they need to get proper orientation about it. That when you see people doing well, you're not going to feel pressure. Me, I see it as a push. It motivates me to do better.
So basically, all agreeing with me that it actually has a negative effect on the self-esteem and this thing.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay, and statistically, the negative aspect is more than the positive aspect, because you said from your own opinion how you viewed it, and it is your opinion, right? It's your opinion. Other people, there are 1,001 youths outside there, which I believe that they may actually have perceived it in a different way, like they're in competition with other people. And you also seem to also have similar opinion, and this is just you, and of course we know what we are on our internet, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and yeah, your personal opinions. So what we're just saying, what we are saying now is that it has actually had a negative aspect.
Yes.
So the effect, is it more of negative than positive, or more of positive than negative?
For me, positive.
More of positive.
I'll beg to differ, honestly. I think there is more negative influence.
Okay, all right. Let's hear her. No. You are more like you're saying more. You're more of providing a solution.
Okay.
That's what you say with proper retention. Now we are. Let's be realistic.
What we have,
yes. That's what we have now. What we have now. So, just what's your say about that?
For me, I just feel like, okay, from my own personal view, before I start using social media, I got the orientation I needed. So when I see something, I just feel like so it doesn't affect me.
Okay, what I get from her is she's looking at it from
Her own
view. So over time, it's been affecting her positively. Right?
You know. Actually, this social media thing has been some of worry for me, because I remember someone said something to me some time ago. He said he somehow prefer the kinds of our parents when there was no social media, in the sense that after secondary school, when we leave secondary school, everybody move through their own path to life, and most times then you won't even, yes, you won't even keep in touch, most of, unless the person is very close to you, or maybe the person is your family friend that you guys are living together, but you don't, maybe it's 20 years after or down the lane, you meet the person again, and somehow you meet the person again, and then somehow you've gotten to where you are looking for, where you wanted to be, and the person has also got, even without you knowing the process. The thing about the social media is that some people that live on the social media, they tend to update their growth on social media, their growth, monthly growth, and while there are others that may not really achieve those success, even though they are in the same path, but they're not achieving that success as stepwise as the other person is achieving it. And when the person looks at how the person is moving from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then he has spent he has spent so much time on step 1, and he feels like he's not doing well. Whereas in real life doesn't actually offer us it doesn't offer all of us the same opportunity to move like that. One thing I've understood is that you may be at step 1 for a very long time. I mean, you can jump. Your own trajectory of life can be that you can jump for that step 1 to still get to step 4. So in our parents' era, everybody will just be doing their thing on their own way, and then maybe sometime 20 years later, then everybody meets. Okay, this person is CEO in a particular company. This person is an MD in a particular company, and the CEO person climbed stepwise, while the MD maybe was just a normal regular staff, and somehow he was appointed because of 1 or 2 traits found in him to be the MD. You see that? But then, if right now the person that was appointed, if he has been keeping in touch with the person that became a CEO and moved stepwisely, when he's supposed to be, he may actually feel like, he has escorted this person to this world. I mean, he's not even really doing fine. So social media have actually brought this world to be a global village, a small village.
It kind of exponentially upgraded what this is a social competition. It has always been there. For instance, your neighbors, when you are little, let's say your neighbor got a car for his wife, that brings a level of competition. Now your father has a standard to meet up to, right? Now he gets his wife a wig. All of this is creating a competition. But this time around, it's no longer just secluded to just your neighborhood, but it's now open to the world, that you can be here and you're competing with someone in China.
Exactly.
You're here competing with someone in India. So it's an exponential stuff. But from what you said, social media had a way of affecting the process to the path of success, right? In the sense that you can be going through your own path, but thinking that this other person's process is what should work for you, right? And which would make you alter your system.
Exactly.
Trying to align with what the person is doing. And with that, you just keep running around circles. And this is basically because you really don't have an understanding of what this person's process and systems are. Do you get? So I think social media has a way of doing this particular thing. Because there was a time in my life where I was just you see this person, you admire this person. Okay, you go through this person's profile and all of that. You want to do things exactly as this person did or does, but you realize that there are some intricate, little things that this person is doing that you don't have an idea he is doing. You get, for instance, you want to be like, I want to take the exact courses this person too,
Yeah.
but you don't know that there are certain programs this person might have attended, there are certain relationships this person might have gotten, and when you get to that point where this person at this level he achieved this, but you get to that level you've not been able to achieve that same thing, you start doubting yourself. Are you sure you are up to the standard? While you didn't really understand the process this person had to go through.
All right. So have you? Okay, yeah. You want to?
Before the invention of social media, the competition, the low self-esteem has been there.
Has always
I would just say that social media just increased it.
Okay. So personally, I want to ask you a personal question. Have you ever been pressured by what you saw on social media? I mean, you came online and then you saw people that you know maybe from back then in secondary school. Have you ever been pressured?
Of course, I've been pressured.
Okay. Can you please share your experience with us?
Okay. One time I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw my friend's post and this is doing well. She ventured into importation and all that. And she's doing
What the sports?
perfectly well. I was pressured, but then it motivated me. I went back to my drawing boards and I tidied up some things and I took my business serious. I didn't allow it to weigh me down. So that's how I handled it.
Okay. What can you just say one word to our viewers? I mean, you've actually shared your experience here and how you're able to, counter the pressures that came from it. And of course, we all know that not everybody has the ability to do that, or not everybody have been exposed or was even pre-informed about how social media works. Like you said you had the orientation before you entered into social media, and not everybody has that orientation. I mean, people have been under a lot of pressure because of what they see, and sometimes it also takes us to another angle of it that people are actually living fake, because like you said people actually show what they want you to see online.
Yes.
They show what they want, but behind a lot of this, my father said something some days ago. He said what we are seeing is actually the parlor, that's the sitting room, but you've not seen the bedroom.
Yeah.
If you understand what that means, that if you go to middle income or low income families, their parlor is actually better than their bedrooms, because that's where they receive visitors. Yeah. So they try to at least tidy. You can see them; they can tie their parlors, and then their bedrooms can just be cemented or rugged. Mm-hmm. He can relate. So what do you have to say to people?
I don't just take in what I see from social media. So when I saw this, my friend, just go back to your when I saw this, my friend doing well on Facebook, I didn't just allow it to disturb me. I made calls. I was like, I saw this person on social media and I saw how serious she is with her business and all that. I got the necessary information.
So I actually tell us that you were jealous when you saw her doing well. Like you had to make the call. What is confirm that you didn't expect that she would do well, and because you said like, okay, let me confirm that this girl is you are jealous, Abi?
No, not jealous, not that part. Do you get? I wanted to be sure that she's putting in the work and not just fake life and all that. Do you get?
Why don't you mind your business? Why do you have to venture into people's?
I wanted that to be a motivation.
Okay, let's go with that.
And the person I know, what happened?
That's it.
No. So I called my friend and said, yes, that she saw the girl the other day and they had a complex discussion. So when I went back, seriously, I was down and I was like, I set this goal. I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. But then, because I had proper orientation before I started using social media, I didn't allow that. So, my advice to my viewers is this. I know it's not easy to handle pressures. You can just see someone doing well and it can even affect your self-esteem. Some people say it can make them feel depressed. Do you get? Especially if this person used to be your tight friend. Do you get? Now you start asking yourself, what have I done?
Difference, yeah.
You get, am I cost? Or is it village people?
You
get? I don't believe that. So when you see somebody doing well, whether you know the person or not, I want you to be able to handle that pressure by seeing that as motivation.
Okay.
You get? Maybe you can try to know what this person is doing differently. You get?
Okay.
So if you can know this person and then you can now build on that.
All right. So the first approach is to not You said all that glitters is not good. So just tell yourself that it's not necessarily how we are seeing it. Just maybe do your homework and and also understand that as much as this person is using this pathway, you mustn't follow that pattern. Just like you said, you may just follow that. You just see yourself in a vicious circle, running around. So actually, we already talked about. So how about it boosting the self-esteem of the youths and also making people discover identity? I mean, of course, we've seen people being pressured. I also understand that actually in 2020 during the lockdown, a lot of people ventured into social media and see that people have actually identified their skills and talents. I mean, we have likes of our social media content creators like actually this guy, the Toreka, Sidney Tucker, right? Yeah, that was one, and then his other colleagues and everything. So we see that people have also discovered their identity. It's not necessary that we all must do 9 to 5. And in order to make the money, also you see that, and of course, some of them are actually really funny. I see that this is their pathway. So what we're saying now is that beyond the negative aspects, they also said that we can harness, try to find out if the social media that we have, if we can also be our own calling to also get to where we are. Abi?
Yes.
So do you have anything to add to this? Okay.
I think I'm good with public speaking and all that. I'm good with motivating people, right? And you have your
All these people they motivate person, do they do it?
okay, you can even be good with marketing things. You get, so you can just set camera, talk to your phone and post. And when people like your post, comment there, you feel motivated. I think people enjoy my content and we would love to create more content.
Okay.
Can I add a thing?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Like I mentioned, social media, it has a bad part and a good part. And on the good aspects, right? I'll use myself as an instance. Getting out of secondary school, from 2019 down to 2024, I was struggling with self-esteem as regards building something for myself, right? So, and that was because of what I was seeing online, right? So, every single time I was out there looking for mentors, because I so much admired what people were building, so much wanted to look like some persons, but I realized that no matter how much I tried, it wasn't working, right? Because I was trying to work using their systems. But the funny thing is, I wasn't aligning exactly with their systems, and because of that, I wasn't getting the same result. So around 2024, I got into a social media platform, LinkedIn. I decided to disconnect totally from social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I cut off everything. September 2024, fully it was LinkedIn, and that month changed everything about me. Right, I started seeing life in a different light. Right, because there I saw people I could actually look up to, right? People I could reach out to and say, I need help in so and so, and they were willing to offer a helping hand. I was able to join communities. Ever since then, since kind of got a new trajectory, my esteem just moved from down here to up here. And the esteem wasn't dependent on how many likes, because that's another thing. There is the social currency of likes, comments, shares, because we sell ourselves on social media. So everybody now wants to, how many likes did you do? How many followers? Aside the fact that there is money associated with it, but aside that, people sell themselves, and what the currency is the likes, the comments, and the shares, all of that. Now, my self-esteem, I worked on it in the sense that I didn't care whether I got likes or comments. I was not determined. My own focus was good. I was no longer focused on let it be that I'm getting likes or views. I wanted just to be growing, right? Independent of whether there is likes, whether there is comments. My own focus majorly was good there. So I think that particular system shifted everything I was working on basically there. Thank you.
So you mean to say that social media helps boost your self-esteem?
Not just boost, like it uplifted it.
And you found your identity too.
Yes, in the sense that there I actually saw people that were building something real. Like on LinkedIn, I met people that were really building something.
Well, it's because you are quite fortunate too. So because I mean, people are living fake lives online. So you could actually, one may actually also enter LinkedIn or any other social media platform and see people building fake things, and you just, let's say we just call it luck for you.
No, I would use something someone said.
Okay.
I don't believe there is luck.
What do
Luck
you believe in?
is when preparation meets opportunity.
Okay.
So I don't believe there's luck. So prior to then, I wouldn't say I was.
So everybody that have not gotten to that have not ever been prepared. I mean, this is life we are talking about. So this is life. Life is just not fair. I say, always go okay.
No,
Always go okay.
I still don't believe in luck, honestly, on my own side. So, but that's by the way. So, LinkedIn changed everything in the sense that, okay.
Before you entered the
Yes.
did you have those self-esteem?
Yes, I told you I was fighting that period. I was like, what? Nothing was working. Everything you go online, people are no idea why go who are you? So nothing was working everywhere. People were doing things, massive things, and you don't know how they're doing it, why they're doing it. And LinkedIn got me to understand the why of, and that's the purpose of whatever I was building or whomever I was becoming. And having that knowledge and getting into that platform, connecting with people. In fact, the first time I got on LinkedIn, I sent a message to a mentor, to someone not a mentor, a role model I look up to, and the man viewed the message and blocked me. That was another session of depression. Yes, another session of depression. But I took out time and got to understand that why he actually did what he did was because it's obvious that I appeared as a scammer. My profile wasn't optimized. I'm definitely a Nigerian, and you know the view Nigerians get, right? So because of that, I now got into his shoes and realized that honestly there was a reason why this guy did this, not because he actually don't like me, right? So starting to look out on several person's platforms like Dr. Joy, Aproko Doctor, Adam Koi, those kind of profiles motivated me into seeing that I can actually build on this, right? What I needed to do then was create a system for myself, and I worked on that system, and it has been progressive ever since then.
So everybody out there should create a system that works for them, and not necessarily
not look into someone else's system. You can actually pick out a thing or two from someone, but you cannot replicate someone's system, because no matter how much you think you can, there are some intricate nitty-gritties that person is working on that you have no idea of, and that will alter your result.
Let me ask you a question. After you created this system, you go back to your role model. You drop the message.
I have not done that actually.
So for your mind now, you don't big passer. You know, you don't
get. No. There's something I believe in, and this is a system I learned. This is one of the things in my system. I don't believe there's nobody you can't reach out to, right? Okay. What you just need is the value that person sees as value, right? Okay. Last year, I'll use an instance. Last year, my community on Boxmed, throughout last year, we were trying to reach out to Aproko Doctor, right, for a webinar, for a physical meeting actually, right? And it wasn't working throughout the year. But earlier this year, what happened? We hosted his COO in his current company, and that event we got over 543 plus people who registered. We had registrations from over 25 countries, and the event was massive, like it was up there. In fact, that month our doc had their highest subscribers in a month, and definitely we had people from that webinar connect. Now, because of that, I reached out to the CEO. I was like, Ma, is it possible for us to have a Aproko Doctor in our webinar? What she saw there was value now. And by the time she pitched it to him, it was easy. Funny enough, it was ending of February, so we pitched that to be for February, and he accepted, even considering his tight schedule. It was like a week plus to the date, and he was okay, no problem, we will do it. We dropped the post on LinkedIn. He posted twice the post, and this is someone we've been trying throughout last year to reach out to. So for me, that my mentor, my role model, what I need to get to him, because
you've not got into that place there. Okay.
I know that once I get to that value
fair enough.
System.
Okay. All right, thank you so much for your time. So to our dear viewers there, if you have your own opinion about the effects of social media on the identity and self-esteem of the youth, you can also drop it. You can also drop your own opinion, your own idea, unfiltered. Thank you.